My name is Pokyes Sati. I'm from Nigeria. I'm the CEO of Free Minds Bomber Harvest and into potato value addition.
Yes, we can. Sure, we can change the world.
Welcome to the YALI Voices podcast, your home for sharing the best stories from the Young African Leaders Initiative Network. Be sure to subscribe to the YALI Voices podcast and visit yali.state.gov to stay up to date on all things YALI. Pokyes Richard Sati is the CEO and Managing Director of Free Minds Bumper Harvest Limited, the major producer of potato chips, potato flour, and frozen chips in Nigeria's Plateau state. An agripreneur focused on value-added agricultural products, Richard is building a viable business and at the same time, creating markets for potato farmers in his community. But he doesn't just purchase produce from farmers. He also uses his experience in product development and branding to provide them professional development strategies in product branding, business modeling, and business development to help them increase their yields, scale up their businesses, and ultimately provide income and security for them and their families. In today's podcast, Richard takes us on an informative and enlightening trip along his potato-to-potato chip value chain.
I grew up from a small town in Jos Plateau State, Nigeria, where I have a lot of friends, but then growing up was very tough in this kind of region. I'm the first child of 6, and then I went to a private school, and then I went to my University of Jos, where I studied physics, electronics, technology. And after that, I started working with National Center for Remote Sensing Consultancy Services, where I engage myself in training. Most time train them on ICT, information technology, and then later on in my life, I now decided to start teaching them interpersonal skill development. And after that, I now went into product branding and development. And after product branding and development, that's when I now moved into agriculture fully. So why did I pick interest in potato? Wow. Potato is one of the products, or rather one of the vegetables that we produce in Plateau State. It is almost like 80% of what we produce in Plateau State. So almost every farmer produces potato as a vegetable. All right, then I discovered that we don't have any processing company that comes in to take advantage of all of these vegetables. So I was now interested in value addition, because I went to some potato farms and then I saw that most of those potatoes have been wasted. I knew that there were a lot of potato wastages because I had to go to the farms, and also I'm a farmer too. I'm a farmer, so that gave me an idea of what other potato farmers are passing through. And I have the opportunity to meet with a lot of potato farmers who always complain about one thing: we are losing our potato products to waste. And we're having people who come over here to buy them at a very poor price. So now I said, okay, let's add value to it. Most of them and farmers are crying that, oh, we have produced this and then we couldn't add value to it. We couldn't sell it. We couldn't have people who come pick it up. And then why not come with this idea to help these people out? So that's how I started. So 2012, I came up with this idea of, okay, I want to start up a company where we can process potatoes. Then I started trying to meet up with some people, talking to some engineers who can help me construct those machines. And everybody I talked to said, no, Richard, it's impossible. Nobody was like, no, it's impossible. Nobody wants to help out because they feel this is an impossible mission. Just drop this idea. Like whoever I talk to say, why will I want to buy potato chips? Why? When we have a lot of potatoes, why will I have to buy potato chips? That's always the question. So okay, let me drop this idea. So when I dropped the idea, I was like, oh gosh, how will I do this? I started, okay, let me still go back to it. I kept on developing it. I started developing the idea, designing some branding, comparing some products. I bought some lead chips, tasted, and then looking at how they brand their products, I said, oh, boom, I can do this. I can do this. So good. So the first thing I did was I called all the local fabricators together. I was asking them, okay, can we be able to produce this kind of machine? And they said, oh, we can give it a try, actually. Then I used my own savings to let's build a peeling machine. That's what we started from. So I got all the fabricators together. Then they started working on the potato peeling machine. So after like 1 month of doing it, they were able to construct a very wonderful potato peeling machine where it was able to like peel out the potatoes within some few minutes and to take off all the skins. I was like, whoa, then we can do this more. We can produce a lot of this. So we went on. After producing the potato peeling machine, then we now go on to produce the potato drying machine, and then some other machines that couldn't produce, then I had to import them. Like the first thing I had to import was the potato chipping machine. I had to import that because I need to work on my branding. The shapes has to be so regular, so I had to go for the imported machine for the chipping machine. When I discovered that we could be able to produce the machines, which are the technology should be one of the most paramount stuff, because I know that talking to the farmers will be very easy. So when we were able to construct the machines, then I went back to the farmers. And then when they saw that, okay, yeah, you can be able to do this, then there is this government agency called Plateau State Agricultural Development Agency, PADP, where they gather all potato farmers together. So the PADP now adopted me like a son. They gave me a space in their organization, like, okay, Richard, use this particular space and process your potato so that the potato farmers can be coming to you. So a lot of potato farmers are coming to check on just the structure. Whoa, you're doing something nice here. Then we began to partner with them.
We asked Richard, why did he think he was, as he said, adopted like a son? What made him an attractive partner? Later, he explains how he knew his product would find paying customers and how through customer feedback, he discovered additional ways to add value for his consumers.
Because I decided to bring a solution to somebody's problem. So I think that's why me. And I provided a solution in a very perfect way because the branding was so nice. I had to develop a prototype of the product. And then I went on talking to people. Like, okay, I talked to some consumers, people I know that they would like to taste the product. I give them the product for free to taste it. And whenever they taste, like, whoa, what is this? I said, it's potato chips. And they kept asking, oh, how can we get this? How can we get this? Like mothers now began to ask me, okay, how can we get this for our children to take them to school? And then before I came over here, I think a mother had to request for a carton of the potatoes just for her own son, one son only. So mothers now kept asking me, because we don't only do potato chips, we also do frozen chips. So you come find out these mothers, they don't want to peel potatoes anymore. And then now you're offering them the opportunity to just buy and fry. So instead of them wasting a lot of time buying potatoes, raw potatoes, peeling the potatoes, they can easily buy our product and just fry without having to go over the stress of peeling and sorting. So we've already sorted out, peeled it, and then we have chipped it for them. So there we now discovered from my own little analysis and survey, people were so interested in potato chips, but it is not in the market for them to buy. So 9 out of 10 will keep asking me, where can we get this? In what store can we get this product? That's always the question. In what store can we get these potato chips? Everybody keeps asking me the same question. Where can we get it? So that's where I now realize that, okay, whoa, we have a demand for it, but we can't meet up the market.
At this point, Richard has determined where he will get his potatoes and how he will process the potatoes to create a value-added product. And he has researched and identified his target audience. As we travel along the value chain with him, he shares how he is scaling up his business to increase his capacity, hire more employees, and increase the number of consumers he can reach. But there's one problem that Richard hopes he can find a solution to in the near future. Right now, he's the most experienced person along his value chain, but he hopes to eventually develop relationships with others with knowledge and experience who can also provide services at various points along the chain.
Now I have a very large market size of demand because people keep asking, okay, can we test this? And then I want to go for more higher machines, but then finances are always very, very limited for startups. So I'm working on some grants and loans where I can be able to buy more machines, like automatic machines, whereby we can produce almost 1,000 packs within an hour so that we can meet the market demand. So that's what we are trying to do right now. Applying for grants, loans, so that we can just buy machines and scale through. I have over 6 staffs right now who are doing the processing. 6 staffs who are doing the processing. We have 3 women, 3 guys. So, but I want to employ more women right now. I want to employ over, let me just say, 20 women, because more women are more interested in the kitchen stuff. And so that's why I want to employ more women. And then the young guys will be into the processing and distribution. So that's my target is to employ 20 more women in the next, 2 years who can work in the company, in the kitchen aspect of the company. So that's my target right now. Like right now, I would say I'm the one who have the experience in trying to handle the processing. Good. So what I'm trying to do right now is to engage more people who are willing to learn how to go about the processes and people who know more about it than me. So I'm trying to involve these kind of people so that they can help in the processes. So I think that is basically what I'm trying to do right now. But I'm trying, definitely right now as a startup, I'm involving from the supply to the distribution because none of them know how to do those things. So since I have experiences in business development, so I know how to handle the processing from the input to the output. So I train each staff on those levels so that they can be able to handle it. Even if I'm not there, they can be able to handle the processes. So my major concern is to build this company that is far independent of me. And whoever can easily take up the company, or other people can also open other businesses like that. If you want to negotiate with farmers, like me, how I negotiate with them is I buy their products per kg. Because other retailers, when they want to buy from them, they don't buy in kg, so they just price them out anyhow. And then a farmer would like to always sell his product. But then I go with some weighing scales, and then I buy their product per kg, $1 per kg. So that gives them more value. So at the end of the day, a farmer will sell 50 kg for $50. And so they find out that is more interesting. That is more interesting for them than whoever will just buy without a kg. So our advice, everybody who wants to go into entrepreneurship, if you want to negotiate with farmers, then you should make sure you give them value for what they are producing and what they are supplying. Because every farmer needs value. And these are people who deserve more, but they get less. That's why farming is just not interesting to a lot of people, because they work more and they get less. So for you to negotiate with these farmers, I will advise that you put value for them, give them value for what they are producing or what they are supplying to you. And I always encourage farmers to go for good breeds of potatoes so that I can buy more, I can buy at a better price, because if you give me small potatoes, I won't buy. Mostly, so I go for the good potatoes, the best breed of potatoes in the market. One of the skills that you need to have to go into agribusiness is, one, you need to study product development and branding. That's the first thing. That's if you're going into processing, you need to study product development and branding. Another thing is you need to study business development, the whole of it. That's if you want to take it out as a business first. And then another thing is you need to go to any college of agric to teach you or get any degree on agriculture. And then you focus on either animal husbandry, or the animal part of the agriculture, or crop part of the agriculture, or you just need to pick up one part of the agriculture that you think you'll be so familiar with, like either animals, crop sciences, or any other part of the agriculture, or fishery. Yeah, but I will advise that first of all, you just need to get the business aspect of agri first. Get the business part of it. So that even when you go into farming, then it will be so easy for you to sell, connect with customers, connect with other suppliers. In the next 5 years, I hope to see my company, I hope to see myself employing over 200 people in the next 5 years. I hope to see myself engaging more farmers. I hope to see myself bringing food to a lot of people, adding value to a lot of lives, adding value to more agricultural produce in my state. Because apart from potatoes, we have a lot of another products or other agricultural produces that are going to waste. So I hope to see myself in the next 5 years trying to add value to most of these products that are going to waste.
Richard knows that not everyone wants to be or can be a farmer. For those that don't, he offers this advice.
In the value chain of agri, we have people who produce, we have people who process, and we have people who market. So you just need to find your niche. If you're good in marketing, go for agricultural marketing products. If you're good in producing, go to the farm. If you're good in processing, wait in the middle and collect from the producers, process and supply to the marketers. So you need to just pick one of these three. Either you need to produce, or you need to process, or you need to market. So these three are the key value chain in agriculture. So you just need to find your niche among these three niche. One of the biggest mistakes I've made in starting up a company was trusting the wrong people. Trusting the wrong people is one of the biggest mistakes any entrepreneur can actually go into or can actually have. I come to realize in business that you don't trust no one. But then, because you come to have people who will always want to take advantage of whatsoever you have. And more so when they believe that you don't have experience in doing it. So you come find around a lot of wrong people who come to you, they collect your money, they disappear, or they give you very poor quality products. So trusting the wrong people was one of my biggest mistakes in starting up a business. Because I went into a lot of people who ran away with my money. Somebody who just collected $3,000 from me and then he disappeared. I've not seen him again. And somebody who, okay, Richard, I can be able to produce this machine for you. Just pay me $200. I'll produce this machine. After I gave him $200, he disappeared. And at the end of the day, after getting in contact with him, he gave me a very poor quality machine. I have to live with it because I can get my money back. So that is one of the mistakes. Trusting the wrong people. You need to identify those people who are aligned to your vision, like genuinely aligned to what you really want to achieve in your life. So trusting the wrong people was one of my greatest mistakes. And another thing was, I was so eager to start that I didn't look at whether people are going to buy it or not. Because I just felt like everybody's going to buy this product. Everybody needs this product. Then I realized that when I started, nobody bought the product. For the first 2 months, nobody was able to even buy the product. Why? Because I didn't make market research, whether they really need it or not. So I had to keep forcing them on the product so that I could be able to get the market. So that was really a very big mistake for me. I needed to, first of all, get my customers, know whether they need the product, how much they're willing to pay for the product, and if they are willing to pay for the product. And so those are some of the things I was supposed to put into consideration, but I didn't do that. So I went on to produce, and then I have my product just stocked in the store with no one buying. So for every entrepreneur, if you want to go into this business, you must first of all know your customers, how much are they paying for this product, and how willing are they to buy this product. And agripreneur is one of the most difficult business any young person can go into, from the production, processing, and marketing. It's very difficult because we have access to very poor skill and technology in Africa when it comes to processing. So we don't process our food. Why? Because we don't have the technology to do that. So it's really a difficult business to go into. This is a business that will give you sleepless nights. For some nights, you will not be able to sleep because you are researching, thinking of how you can be able to be more innovative. So, but agribusiness is for people who have thick skin, people who know that they can fail and still stand to continue. So I'm going to advise any young person who wants to go into agribusiness. One, you have to develop a thick skin, very solid skin for the agribusiness. Be ready to fail. That's just it. Just be ready to fail. Be ready for your product to be rejected. People will just easily reject your product because it is made in Africa. So be ready for that. Just be ready for it. And then be ready for people who like to come and take advantage of you. Be ready for those kind of people too. But at the end of it all, always put it at the back of your mind that you want to succeed. And if value addition is what you want to achieve in your life, then definitely go for value addition. Add value to agribusiness. It is profitable at the end of the day. Very profitable at the end of the day. When I started as a young man, one of the things I hated most was agriculture. But then I had this, my father was a farmer. He was like, Richard, you must farm. So when I told him I'm going to study physics, he said, you have lost a priority. You have gone the wrong way. Because you are a farmer. That's what he always told me. You are a farmer. But then I always see farming as something that is not really interesting. It's something that you suffer yourself for. It's something that you keep breaking your legs, you keep injuring yourself. So it's not really important to go into farming. And more so because I saw the people who are called farmers. They are one of the most poorest people you can ever meet in Nigeria, in Plateau State. Because I grew up with this perception that farmers are just peasant people or beggars, people who live on small 3 square meals or 2 square meals or 1 square meal. And then I didn't see farming as a business. But then when I started going into agribusiness, that is when I learned that agriculture is actually a business. So how am I like, okay, I started learning these things, and then I see it as a dream to teach some other people. Like, is this a very big thing to teach other people? So I would tell the young people, like, okay, people who are younger than me or older than me, that farming is a business. Farming is a business, and it is very, very attractive if you produce and process. Because if you can be able to add value to what we produce locally and consume what we process, then definitely we're going to make more profits. And I would just say we're going to live a better life. So young people should not see farming as something like a punishment, but they should see farming as the new business. Just like being a doctor. Now I don't want to be a doctor, but I want to be a farmer, because it pays more to be a farmer. It pays more.
We hope you enjoyed this trip along the agricultural value chain with agripreneur Pokyes Richard Sati. As he has proven, innovation and smart entrepreneurship can lead to a successful career in business and agriculture. Where you find your opportunity along the value chain is up to you. Be sure to come back for more inspiring stories from young African leaders on the YALI Voices podcast. Join the YALI network at yali.state.gov and be a part of something bigger. Our theme music is Ego Happen by Grace Jerry and is produced by the Presidential Precinct. The YALI Voices podcast is brought to you by the U.S. Department of State and is part of the Young African Leaders Initiative, which is funded by the U.S. government.